Hi everyone, welcome back to Commodore's Kitchen, Vanderbilt's only cooking show where you'll find delicious recipes that are easy to make. Today, I'm transporting us to the tropics and getting us ready for summer. These recipes feature fresh fruit and lots of bright flavors. Here's what's up first. Fish tacos with mango salsa. Chunks of fresh mango and creamy avocado put a twist on traditional salsa. Layer these bright colors over a citrus-marinated mahi-mahi and garnish the tacos with a sriracha and honey slaw for a slightly spicy kick. And to finish it off, tropical trifles with coconut whipped cream. Moist pound cake gets layered with a homemade coconut whipped cream and topped with fresh strawberries, pineapples, and mangoes that are flavored with rum. Top with toasted coconut and macadamia nuts for a tropical crunch. It's the perfect way to end a summer meal. So stick around and try making these tropical bites of paradise. So we're going to start with our fish tacos, and what makes these fish tacos special is the mango salsa that goes on top. And this is definitely a different kind of salsa because it includes mangoes and avocados. So it's kind of like a cross between a guacamole and a salsa, but I kind of can't help myself. I just love avocados. And then for some green, I also have cilantro. And cilantro is a really nice bright flavor to use. Always add some herbs. Right in there. And then also, we are going to add some red pepper that I already diced. And then a little bit of salt and pepper for some seasoning. Just a pinch of each. Just going to give this a good mix. Okay, so this is the first thing we're gonna layer right onto our fish. And then the next is a slaw. And slaws typically have mayonnaise in it, but I like to do mine with a olive oil base actually. So we're gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You can just do an eyeball. A tiny pinch of sriracha sauce. And this is a spicy sauce, so I just add a little bit. When you add this with honey actually, it is a sweeter flavor. I'm just gonna add about a teaspoon of honey as well. And then, so this is basically like a vinaigrette, and I'm going to add a lime. First I'm gonna zest it in, and when you see the green zest against the purple cabbage, it's so pretty. So one of the reasons why I love fish tacos is because I grew up in Florida. And when my brothers and I were little, my parents would take us out on our boat. And if we were lucky, we would reel in like a mahi like this big. We would come home and my mom would cook it for dinner. And so it was pretty quick, right from our dock to the dinner table. And I thought it would be fun to do that since summer's coming around now. And then cut this lime. Just gonna squeeze this right in. And what the honey does is it balances out this acidity. And this kind of acts like the vinegar in our vinaigrette. So I'm just gonna add about 3/4 of a cup of red cabbage right in there. And if you like it spicier, you can totally add more sriracha too. Okay, just give this a mix. Just gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper too. So that's basically it. And now we just get to layer our fish tacos. Pretty easy. And I have these corn and wheat tortillas. And I like the combination of the two, and I also love how they kind of come a little bit charred. And so this is the mahi-mahi that I cooked up earlier, and I just let it rest. And all I did was cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side until it's golden brown, and then I turned the heat up and cooked it for another minute. And I like to start with the fish on the taco first. And then I add the slaw right on top of that. And then here comes the best part, our mango salsa. You can see all the colors. Looks so pretty. And I do have a trick for serving these. I like to roll them together, and then I take a skewer and I put it right through. And this will allow them, especially if you're serving these at a party or for your friends, they can walk around with the tacos and then they stand up like this. And you can see exactly what's inside of them. I have some blue corn tortilla chips to go right on the plate as well. And I like the contrast in color, but you can use whatever you'd like. So here are your fish tacos, full of flavor and color, and they'll definitely take you to the tropics. Enjoy. So now for our tropical trifles. This is a layered dessert that goes into these mason jars, and I'm going to start off with the fruit base. So I'm chopping some mango and pineapple, and both of these fruits are really tropical to me. And then when you add it with the strawberries, it just creates a really pretty color. And so what elevates this fruit is I use a simple syrup. And I made this earlier today. And what I did is I boiled down a cup of water and a cup of sugar. And at the very end, I added a tablespoon of rum. In this simple syrup, I just add about maybe a tablespoon or so, or a little more, will bring out the natural flavors in the fruit. And while we finish the rest of our pound cake and whipped cream, this will continue to create its own syrup. Okay, so we're just gonna let this sit aside, and I'm gonna go on to our pound cake. And I already have it pre-sliced from the store, and I just like to cube it. But before I do that, I'm going to use this simple syrup again. So just brush it right on top. And this dessert actually comes, it's pretty special in Miami because they make rum cake there. And what they do is it's basically a pound cake base, but then they add a ton of rum. And that makes it moist, but it also adds a nice tropical flavor. So now that it's brushed, I'm just going to cube it. Okay, so now onto our last ingredient, which is the whipped cream. I'm going to put this aside. And what makes this whipped cream special is it's coconut whipped cream. And we're going to use a cup of heavy whipping cream. And then instead of adding coconut extract, I'm actually just going to use the real thing and use coconut milk. So I have 1/4 cup of coconut milk right in here. And we're just going to blend this on low first, and then as soon as soft peaks start to form, I'm going to stop it and add a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, so soft peaks have started to form. I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. And just incorporate it all together. Okay, so our whipped cream is finished, and now all we have to do is layer. Okay, so I usually like to start with the whipped cream as the base. Just add in a good amount. And then the fruit next. And what I love about this dish, just like the fish tacos, are all the colors that you can see. And then next, our pound cake that we chopped up. And then for some added crunch and flavor, I toasted up some coconut and macadamia nuts earlier today. Just add a little bit right in the middle. And to toast these, all you have to do is put them on a sheet pan at 325 for about 10 to 15 minutes. And if you're serving these immediately, you can leave the lid off. And then I like to add a little bit more of the coconut and the macadamia nuts as a garnish. I'm just going to finish these up. And so there you have your tropical rum trifles. You can find all these recipes and more at vanderbilttelevision.com. See you next time.